The WNBA just made one of the biggest business moves in league history, and the ripple effects are going to be felt everywhere. The Connecticut Sun are being sold to Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta for a record $300 million, with a plan for the franchise to relocate to Houston in 2027 and revive the Houston Comets name. The move still needs final approval from the WNBA Board of Governors, but the direction of this deal is now clear, and it signals a major shift in how the league sees its future. AP News. And that is what makes this such a huge moment. This is not just a team sale. This is not just a relocation. This is the WNBA planting a giant flag and saying the era of small expectations is over. A $300 million price tag for a franchise that has been playing in one of the league's smallest markets would have sounded unreal not long ago. Now, it is the highest sale price ever attached to a WNBA team, and that tells you everything about how fast women's basketball has changed. AP News. What makes the story even more dramatic is that Connecticut was not the only path on the table. Reports say a Boston-based ownership group offered even more money, around $325 million, with the idea of keeping the team in the Northeast. But that option was blocked, with league rules and expansion priorities ultimately steering the franchise toward Houston instead. So this was not simply the richest bid winning. This was the league making a choice about where it wanted this franchise to live and what kind of market it wanted prioritized moving forward. Kron. And once you understand that, the whole story changes. Because now this is not just about Connecticut losing a team. It is about the WNBA deciding that Houston matters more to its long-term future than Boston in this specific case. And more broadly, that major market scale, NBA-level ownership, and top-tier infrastructure matter more than sentiment. That may be painful for Sun fans, but it is clearly where the league is going. AP News. Houston is not coming into this as some random expansion fantasy either. The Comets were one of the WNBA's original franchises and the league's first true dynasty, winning the first 4 championships from 1997 through 2000 behind stars like Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, and Tina Thompson. They disappeared in 2008, but the brand never really left the memory of the sport. Bringing back the Comets is not just a nostalgic move. It is a league reviving one of its most recognizable identities at a time when women's basketball has more momentum than it has had in years. AP News. That is why this move feels so much bigger than a normal relocation. The Sun have been one of the most competitive teams in the league for years. They were not being moved because the basketball was bad. They were being moved because the economics of the modern WNBA are changing fast, and Houston offers something Connecticut simply cannot match at the same scale. Toyota Center, NBA ownership, bigger corporate sponsorship opportunities, bigger media pull, bigger revenue potential. In today's WNBA, that matters. AP News. And the facilities piece matters a lot more than some people realize. One of the clearest themes in the current WNBA era is that serious ownership is becoming non-negotiable. The new labor environment and broader league standards are pushing teams toward better practice facilities, stronger player resources, and more professional infrastructure. Houston gives a relocated franchise access to the Rockets ecosystem, including Toyota Center, and a much more robust big league setup than what has historically defined too much of women's basketball. AP News. That is a big reason why Tillman Fertitta was such a natural buyer here. He is not just wealthy. He already owns the Rockets, already understands the Houston market, and has the resources to treat this team like a major professional asset from day one. Reports from Houston also make clear that the new Comets will play at Toyota Center, and even before the team takes the floor in 2027, fans are already being invited to place deposits for season ticket priority. That tells you the organization is not easing into this. They are trying to make the comeback feel immediate, bold, and unmistakably major league. Houston Chronicle. And the timing of all this is impossible to ignore. The WNBA is in the middle of a full-scale valuation explosion. New expansion teams in places like Toronto, Portland, Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia have already shown how aggressive the market has become. And now an existing franchise has been sold at a record number. That is not random. That is what happens when investors start believing women's basketball is no longer a niche property, but a growth asset with real upside. AP News. A big part of that belief comes from the audience boom the league has seen recently. The sport has more national attention, more television conversation, more sponsor energy, and more star power than it did just a couple of years ago. The exact reasons for that could be debated all day, but the outcome is obvious. Billionaires now look at a WNBA team and see something worth fighting over. That is the environment this sale happened in, and it is exactly why $300 million is now a real number instead of a fantasy headline. AP News. Of course, the emotional cost of the move is going to hit Connecticut hard. This franchise has been in Uncasville since 2003 after moving from Orlando, and Sun fans have supported a team that consistently showed up and competed. Now they are being told that 2026 will be the final season before the team heads south. That creates a strange, almost surreal final chapter. Players will be trying to win in a city that already knows it is losing the team. Fans will be showing up knowing the clock is ticking. It is one of the cruelest realities in pro sports when the business side arrives before goodbyes have even properly started. AP News. And the backlash is already real. Connecticut leaders, including Senator Richard Blumenthal, have publicly raised concerns about how this process was handled, especially after the Boston bid was passed over and Houston became the destination. He has even called for scrutiny of the league's role in the move. Whether that goes anywhere legally is another matter, but politically and emotionally, this relocation is already messy. Fans in Connecticut do not see this as a gentle transition. They see it as a team being taken away. Cron. At the same time, from the league perspective, Houston checks almost every box. It is a massive market. It has real basketball roots. It has a championship brand already waiting to be revived. It has NBA-level ownership and facilities. It has a city that remembers the Comets. And it gives the WNBA a chance to restore one of its most iconic names at exactly the moment the league is trying to look bigger, richer, and more nationally relevant than ever before. That is a hard combination for league executives to ignore. AP News. There is also something symbolically powerful about the Comets coming back now. For years, the Houston Comets represented what peak success looked like in the early WNBA. Then they vanished, and for a long time it felt like the league was still trying to prove it could survive. This return says something different. It says the league is now strong enough, valuable enough, and ambitious enough to bring back one of its crown jewels with serious money behind it. That matters for perception. It matters for investors. And it matters for fans who want the WNBA to look and feel like a major modern sports business. AP News. What happens next is going to be fascinating. The Suns still have a 2026 season to play before the move. The Board of Governors still has to formally approve the sale and relocation. Houston has to build out the relaunch properly. And the roster questions are going to become more intense the second the move becomes official. Every player, every draft pick, every front office decision will now be viewed through the lens of a franchise preparing to become the Houston Comets. ESPN.com. And yes, people are already dreaming about the biggest possible version of this comeback. They are imagining Toyota Center full again. They are imagining those Comets banners getting fresh company. They are imagining a superstar arriving at the perfect time to become the face of the reborn franchise. That part is still fantasy, and it is way too early to write any of those chapters as fact. But the dream itself tells you how much potential people see in this move. Houston is not just getting a team. Houston is being positioned as a stage. Houston Chronicle. So when you pull back and look at the full picture, this is what stands out. The Connecticut Sun sale is not just a local story. It is not just a Houston story. It is a league story, a record sale price, a block Boston path, a revived dynasty brand, a major market relocation, a billionaire owner with NBA infrastructure, a final season of uncertainty in Connecticut, and a 2027 relaunch that could become one of the biggest reintroductions women's sports has seen in years. AP News. The WNBA is changing right in front of us. It is getting more expensive, more ambitious, more ruthless, and more national. That comes with opportunity. And it comes with heartbreak. Connecticut fans are living the heartbreak side of it right now. Houston fans are about to live the opportunity side. And the rest of the league is watching a very clear message get delivered. In this new WNBA economy, history matters, but scale matters too. And now, if this deal gets final approval the way everyone expects, one of the most famous names in women's basketball is coming back. Not as a tribute, not as a museum piece. As a live franchise with real money behind it, real expectation, and a city ready to make noise again. The Houston Comets are not just being remembered.